July 30th, 1945. The Pacific Ocean was calm. The war was almost over. A heavy cruiser named USS Indianapolis cut through the darkness under a moonless sky. Most of the crew believed their mission was complete. The danger was behind them. They were wrong. Shortly after midnight, two Japanese torpedoes emerged from the darkness. Seconds later, explosions ripped through the ship. Steel twisted. Fire erupted. Men were thrown into the ocean. Within 12 minutes, the USS Indianapolis disappeared beneath the Pacific. Nearly 900 sailors survived the sinking. What happened next would become one of the most horrifying survival stories in military history. For 4 days, they drifted alone. No one knew they were missing. And beneath them, something was waiting. By the summer of 1945, World War II was approaching its conclusion. Germany had already surrendered. Japan remained the final major enemy. But American leaders were preparing a weapon, unlike anything the world had ever seen. The atomic bomb, and one ship was entrusted with carrying part of its most critical components. That ship was USS Indianapolis. Its secret mission would succeed. Its return journey would become a nightmare. Few sailors aboard Indianapolis knew what they were transporting. Security was extraordinary. The cargo included uranium components and key parts destined for Tinian Island. These materials would later be used in the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The mission was so important that speed became essential. The Indianapolis completed the journey in record time. The delivery was a success. The crew had no idea they had just participated in one of the most significant operations of the entire war. After leaving Guam, Indianapolis sailed toward the Philippines. Unknown to the crew, a Japanese submarine commanded by Mochitsura Hashimoto was operating nearby. During the early hours of July 30th, the submarine detected the cruiser. Hashimoto prepared an attack. Moments later, torpedoes struck. One detonated near fuel storage. Another caused catastrophic damage. The ship immediately began listing. Panic spread through the vessel. Officers attempted emergency procedures, but the damage was too severe. Only 12 minutes later, the ship vanished beneath the sea. Alone in the Pacific, nearly 900 men entered the water. Many lacked life jackets. Others were injured. Some were burned. Most expected rescue within hours. The Navy would surely notice their absence, but a series of bureaucratic failures prevented alarms from being raised. No rescue mission came. No search operation began. The survivors waited. The ocean stretched endlessly around them. Day turned into night, then another day. Still, nobody came. Many people imagined sharks as the greatest threat. At first, they were not. The sun was. Temperatures became unbearable. Fresh water ran out quickly. Salt water tempted desperate sailors. Those who drank it became delirious. Hallucinations spread. Men began seeing ships that did not exist. Others imagined islands on the horizon. Some swam away and disappeared forever. Then the sharks arrived. Oceanic white-tip sharks, one of the ocean's most effective predators. At first they circled, then they attacked isolated individuals. The survivors watched helplessly. Every splash created fear. Every scream intensified panic. Historians continue debating how many deaths were directly caused by sharks. But there is no debate about their psychological impact. The fear never stopped. Day after day, night after night, the men remained trapped. Despite unimaginable conditions, acts of courage emerged everywhere. Sailors shared life jackets, supported injured friends, protected weaker survivors. Many stayed together in groups. Human connection became one of the few defenses against despair. Years later, Survivors often remembered these acts of kindness more vividly than the attacks themselves. In the middle of tragedy, humanity endured. On August 2nd, 1945, a patrol aircraft flew over the area. The pilot noticed something unusual: oil, debris, then men. Hundreds of men. The discovery was completely accidental. Rescue operations began immediately. Aircraft landed on rough seas. Ships rushed toward the location. For the first time in 4 days, hope appeared. Of approximately 1,195 crew members aboard Indianapolis, only 316 survived. Nearly 900 entered the water. Most never returned home. The disaster became one of the deadliest naval tragedies in United States history. Yet for years, many Americans knew little about what happened. The story remained overshadowed by the final weeks of the war and by the atomic bomb, whose component, the USS Indianapolis, completed its mission. The cargo reached its destination. History changed, but the men who carried that cargo paid an unimaginable price. Their story is not simply about war. It is about endurance, fear, friendship, and survival against impossible odds. For 4 days, they faced an ocean that seemed determined to erase them. Yet hundreds lived to tell the tale, ensuring that the ship which vanished would never truly be forgotten.